your lick back. Get your lick back. If a nigga owe you something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your issue splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX. J-Way. I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless. I'm gone. Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck. Into the trends. See a lead, be the band.
Good evening. Welcome to a rare post-game show. The conclusion of the Cleveland Indians and Detroit Tigers game is upon us. Coach had the great idea, hey, let's do a post-game show, and hey, in my mind I said rain, sleet, however the final result is, I'm going to commit myself to the show, for better or for worse. Yes, June, this sucks. Absolutely. But we're here. We're here at the conclusion of the game. The Tigers, the final score in Cleveland is 5-2, bad guys. And we are now knotted at 85-72 with Cleveland holding that. What's the word, Coach? I can't even get the words out. The tiebreaker. So they are now a half game up on us, or how does that play out?
Well, it's going to read even, but the fact now is any tie with them at the regular season, we lose. So you're essentially counting a game down because you need to finish above them. If it comes down to it and it's for the division and there's no wild card spot, you tie, you lose to them in this situation. Because before tonight, we were 4-6 against them in the regular season series. So that's why this game mattered more than just being able to say, okay, let's go win the next two. Because by winning tonight, you extend your opportunity to win beyond the first tiebreaker. But it kind of would have been an uphill battle. Reason being, because without getting too into it, the tiebreaker situation, it's fairly straightforward. First is going to be your head-to-head. So if we tie, let's just say we tied, the second then tiebreaker is your team's divisional record against your own divisional teams. And heading tonight, Cleveland already had 35 wins against the Central, and we only had 29. So with 3 divisional games left, that you're losing that tiebreaker. So your only option was to win the regular season series. And now because of the loss tonight, we're 4-7 with 2 games left. Mathematically, we do not own any tiebreaker against Cleveland now.
Yeah. So going into the game, I think AJ had a quote about it, basically saying that we, go into Cleveland, controlling our own destiny, yada, yada, yada. Great. I guess we'll get into that other part later, but we had our ace on the bump. So if there was ever a time to feel okay with the situation, especially game 1, trying to set the tone, you're like, all right, we got Tarek Skubal up there. He had an okay outing, but it ended horribly. I think he ended up giving up 3 runs, or was it more than that?
Yeah. No, 3 runs, only 1 counted as earned.
Okay. So I feel like he escaped a couple jams early on.
A lot. He had traffic almost every inning.
He had some bad walks in there. And then there was an infield single at one point. Runners
and then
second and third?
Trying to flip it behind.
Oh my God. Trying to flip it through his legs or something he saw on SportsCenter.
His own error unaccounts for 2 earned runs. Really, that should not be the case. He should have all 3 as earned.
If it's your own error, right? Yeah. Exactly. I agree.
Yeah,
that's messed up. But
yeah,
So let's paint the picture for the bunt attempt on David Fry. Runners were on first and third at this point.
Yep, on the corners.
No outs, right?
Correct. No outs. It's 2-2 at this point. It's only a tie game, I believe, right? Or is it 3-2?
Oh, had we already given up the lead by this point?
Oh no, it was Scooble. Yeah, it was somewhere around there. I'll go ahead and play it. I'll go dig the play-by-play.
Okay, yeah, because I couldn't. I'm having trouble actually trying to piece together what exactly happened. But ultimately, David Fry makes a bunt attempt, and it's kind of an eerie, crazy play because we've seen guys get hit in the head. Usually, it's at the side of their head. They're able to kind of turn away from him, but because he was squaring the bunt, I mean, you have to face. I mean, very ballsy move because we know Scuba was throwing with all of his might at this point, and yeah, it looked. I mean, I don't know what the end result is. He had to have broke. I don't know.
Oh, his nose was broken for sure at the bare minimum.
Yeah, there wasn't visible blood that I could see. Not that I was looking too hard, but I mean, he actually tried to sit up and like held his face. So I was like, "Oh, please cover your face because I don't want to know. I don't want to see what damage that creates." But all things considered, he didn't. It didn't seem as bad as it could have been. But I mean, you hear the contact, you see Scuba immediately react. He threw his hat off and. He was, obviously upset, not trying to do it. Kind of a freak accident, and I think it did. So it ended up tipping. It was so was it a foul because it was a bunt attempt, or was it because it actually made contact with the bat?
So there was a pretty good laceration at the near the top of the bridge of his nose. He did have some blood coming down from the top of his nose, and I think maybe another secondary laceration right around his orbital bone, but if it was cut and bleeding, it wasn't much, but it was just enough to know that he was definitely cut there. But of course, that area can be tricky from experience. Like you get hit one way, you may not bleed right away. It might be a little bit, and then all of a sudden, as everything starts to swell up and whatnot, bam, there it comes out. So, they said it was weird because we thought AJ was going to challenge. He came out of the dugout. All the while, what's his face, the manager for Cleveland is kind of half watching his guy and trainer, but he's also looking at the umpires to make sure he's clued into what's going on with the situation. But the Benetti said it live on air that the production team in the truck said that they watched the replay and that it did hit the bat first, but I'm assuming that I think it was only a 2-1 count. Let me see here. I got the situation up. So Quan reached on a bunt single at first, followed by J-Ram hit with a sack bunt, but that was the error by Scooble, putting him at second and third, or Quan at third, and J-Ram on second. And then J-Ram had the infield single that Quan scored. And that's how you get your first and third situation right there. So one was
So that's how you manufacture runs. Your star players bunt.
Shocker, right? And that's what? We have not bunted once this year, statistically.
No, get out of here.
I'm not kidding. I looked it. I remember we were chatting about it live during the game offline. I looked it up. They have not recorded a single bunt, whether sacrifice or base hit bunt, this calendar year.
Coach, I refuse to believe that.
I thought too, but then again, between us, bro, I don't know if we've missed games, like just watching games this year.
I mean, we've missed at bats. I for certain haven't caught every at bat, but not.
I did a search. It said Detroit has not registered a single bunt.
I mean, I haven't seen any. I can't say, Coach, no, I saw Zach McKinstry. Like, I can't say that, and he would be the prototypical guy that has the tools to do something like that. But that's an eye opener right there. Like, if you don't have Aaron Judge and Juan Soto and freaking Pete Alonso, so the fact that you don't have enough on your entire 40-man roster, you don't have one person that can lay down a bunt and produce Like that is a serious problem.
Yeah. I mean, it's fundamentals. We still do it here in high school. I mean, bunting is still as prevalent in high school as it's ever been. Now, I have noticed that it's tapered off a bit in college, but yeah, it's like you said, manufacturing runs. If you can't be clutch, and we've been noting how bad they've been with runners in scoring position the last almost month. It's been horrendous. They've had some peaks, a couple games of the Mets, a couple games of the Yankees. But aside from that, man, it has been bone dry in the runners in scoring position department with, so many solo homers.
And you see the type of pressure it puts on pitchers. I mean, you saw a guy as composed as Tarek Skubal just try to pull out an and one mixtape move in order to get, because he just wasn't expecting it or just wasn't in a position to make the play. But this is the things that Cleveland has done all year. They don't even have to get the ball out of the infield, and they create opportunities to score runs. Quan, I swear I had the box. Oh yeah. What was Quan's statistics? Because he's got to be the worst Tiger killer of all time.
Well, he did not get on until that sixth inning when he bunted. And then he went double in the eighth, it looks like. Oh no, double in the seventh.
Yeah, so he only went 2 for 4, but
yeah,
it's just like
both of his hits were impactful, big time.
Yes. Absolutely. Whereas we had hold on. It's time. Jake says it's time for the boys to rally. AJ can either rally the boys or be a donkey. He looks like a donkey, but I still. I mean, AJ is. I was talking to somebody like we just don't have that guy in the clubhouse that can light a fire. I don't think that person exists. Yeah, hold on. Time to switch it up and get a new skip or no?
Uh-huh.
It's not gonna happen.
Look at you. No, I know.
Jake says stop at 5 to the firing AJ. I mean, I don't know who comes in and does it and improves, but I don't know.
All I gotta say is this. You tell me another manager that has survived the most epic modern collapse in baseball history, or even just your own franchise, and tell me how they have a job the following year, especially after being a playoff team the year before.
Illich doesn't have the balls, though, or whoever makes that call, whether it's Scott Harris or
his other half that's divorcing is taking his other ball with him, so he's only going to be down to 1.
You said what? Divorce?
Oh yeah, when his divorce is finalized, she's taking his other ball because we know he doesn't have a pair. She's had one all along.
He brought this team from the dead. I mean, yeah, but he's been that same situation has been our demise though too. So, and he just won't shake out of it.
No, I'm sorry. Tommy Canley saw the field way too many fucking times in the last 2 weeks. Way too many times.
Well, when your starting pitching is god awful, I mean, you got to throw somebody out there.
He ain't it. He proved he couldn't be it for like 4 weeks. I'm just saying. Look, we talked about it on the show, the regular show, and we talked about it online, just texting. He's got no pulse. This guy has no feel for the game in the moment. It's all numbers on an Excel spreadsheet on his iPad that I'm sure is cracked, and he's got ketchup stains from his Happy Meal.
Tommy Canley is ass unlimited. Did he give up any runs today?
Well, here's the problem. He got the first 2 out, walked the third guy, pulled him, and that's when the 3-2 lead went to 5-3 because Finnegan came in, base hit. That run came around to score. He gave up another one. And then he got pulled. And after that, it was pretty much done. I mean,
yeah. So now Finnegan's giving up runs. Pack it up.
He gave up one of his own, but the unearned run would have been charged to Canley because he came out. He inherited that guy at first who scored. So, but
yeah. I mean, it was credited to him, but I mean, that's what a hold is. You hold. Not putting it all on him, but I'm just saying that like now, like the one thing that we knew to trust, we no longer can trust. So get murked. But all right, I appreciate you, Jake, for tuning in. That's our dog from college.
Thanks, Jake.
Let's get to the first break, and we're gonna pull up the playoff, pull up the current playoff picture. Yay! All right, I guess I could have timed it better. Up here. So, as it stands right now, Cleveland has taken over the Central Division, and we are holding on to the last spot in wild card. So, what we're over Houston right now. Right? It's got to be Houston because Boston's in, Seattle's in. Seattle had a big home run. I think they just got done playing Houston, but
we're half game ahead of Houston, who's playing right now.
Who are they playing?
I'm pulling that up. Boston's still up 4-1 on Toronto.
If we would have just won just a couple of those Atlanta games, or just one game at one game at home during the homestand, like we would at least have a leg to stand on. But it's just going to come down to hoping everybody continues to lose behind us, which is just not realistic. Nobody is skidding this bad.
They're starting a 3-game set tonight against the Athletics, so may as well chalk that up as a win.
I mean, yeah. Just
They have the easiest schedule. That's the problem. If it comes down to us and them, and Boston stays in as the number 2 wild card, we're fucked because they have the easiest schedule. I think they still have to play maybe they have to play the Rockies after. I know I put it in our group text.
Look that up because that is just nasty work. Astros.
No, sorry, not the Rockies, but still not as good. The Angels. So they get 6 games against some of the worst, like two of the 6 worst teams.
And we got the Guardians and the Boston Red Sox. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. People still have hope though. The Reds are in the playoffs right now. No way. Wow. Who'd they jump?
Well, no one really. It's between them and the Mets for the last wild card spot. But Mets. Arizona is only half game behind Cincinnati too, so they're technically not out of it. But Cardinals, Giants, Marlins, pretty much all but out 3.5 plus. Yeah, on all of them.
That's crazy because Arizona's got so many injuries. Or they traded a lot of guys.
They've played better baseball since the trade deadline, beginning to that point.
There's something to be said about playing loose and playing with nothing to lose. I mean, that's what we did last year. That's what the Guardians are doing now. I'm certain what the Arizona's doing because they sold everybody but Zach Gallen at the deadline. So,
can you imagine like Terry and Torque? This team would be dead in the water.
Yeah, I mean, this team is dead in the water, but yeah, I mean, but Arizona, they're still pretty talented. They still got Perdomo and Marte, Carroll. They still got some good players. So
yeah.
So okay, totally off the cuff, but it's something that we had to. Well, first of all, let's talk about this. So in my head, I thought to myself, there's been a dark cloud over this team ever since that, and this is something that we've been meaning to talk about. So let's get into it. There has been a dark cloud over this team ever since that story broke on September 10th. I remember it vividly. It's the day before my birthday, and they were talking about the locker room being considered a boys'
club.
A boys' club. So essentially, they're walking around, creeping on the women and slapping. I don't know what's going on, but so 9-10 was the second game of the Yankee series. So of course we won that game, and then 9-11 was the last game of the Yankees. Is the last game of the Yankee series. They also, if I don't know if you've been paying attention, they said that the team is now 1-1. I think I want to say 1-10 since because Trump was not to make this political, but Trump was in New York for the 9/11 game against the Tigers, and they were kind of doing the stupid Trump dance and stuff like that. So they've only won one game since that story broke in that whole in that game where Trump was present, and that was the last game of that Marlins series. They lost two.
Yeah.
They lost two in Miami. They won the finale. They got swept. Clean sweep at home, and then clean sweep of the home series, and then they lost today. So I think they're like 1-9, not good. But yeah, I don't know. Just not normally. Somebody said my friend said, yeah, normally not a good energy that goes around when there's people within the organization that are accused of basically sexual assault. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you want to put your finger on where the psyche of the ball club, and maybe this has nothing. Maybe the team itself doesn't care, or I won't say they don't care about it, but it's kind of unrelated to themselves. But something went wrong. Like we used to at least be able to hang our hat on the fact, all right, well, when we put Scuba out there, we're putting ourselves in the best possible outcome to win the ball game. But the Miami game went awful. Today, I mean, there was a start in between that he played fairly well, well enough to keep us in the game. But today, everything fell apart completely, just unraveled at the seams. But yeah, what do you have to make of the last 4 series? You got the Guardians now. You got Guardians, Atlanta, Guardians, Miami, and then we got killed in New York on 9/11. So
you go all the way back to the Mets series at the beginning of the month that we lost at home. I mean,
at least we were competitive. I mean, we gave up a boatload of runs, but I mean, we were in those games, right?
Not the two that we lost, really. The 10-8 game was late runs. 12-5 game, we were down early. We went to the Monday game, the 10-8 game, and we were kind of out of it. And I think one of our guys hit a 3-run homer late to make it a 2-run game. Yeah. I mean, you want to go further back? It started after we dominated
Royals.
A stretch where we took a series from the Angels, consecutive series, Angels, White Sox, 3 or 4 from the Twins, swept Houston at home.
Yep, that was huge.
A week after my birthday, took 2 or 3 from KC, and then we went to the Athletics. That's when Scuba got popped. We got swept out of Oakland, and then dropped 2 out of 3 in Kansas City and came back. And from there on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 wins since August 24th. Just 7.
7 wins since
August 24th, or actually 23rd.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So what do you think about Riley Green's comments about no one cares about his strikeouts? Really?
That was wild. I'm like, and he didn't just say that like nonchalantly. He said that with like bravado and confidence. Yeah. Like I was floored. I actually had to watch it 3 times because I thought maybe it was a joke, like AI video or something. And I was just
right?
I was dumbfounded at the blatant ignorance. Like, dude, you set a franchise record with 11 games left, right? I think you said by game 151, he broke the franchise record. His ceiling is right now. This is it. This is as good as it's going to get for him as a hitter. Because with his chase rate and K rate, the floor is endless.
I mean, the thing about it is saying that this is saying that this is his ceiling. I mean, you look at his numbers; it's not bad. That wouldn't be a bad ceiling to be at. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up.
I mean, except for his average and runners scoring position and some of the other advanced metrics that are out there regarding hitting would tell you otherwise.
Hold on.
I know he's not hitting for a great average. He's been in a fairly good slump for a while.
Share this tab. Let's see. Let's see if we can get audio right here.
Sitting 261, 497 slug, 811 OPS, 2.4 WAR.
Are we able to play this here?
Move ahead.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna try this out. This is a portion of an interview. This is when he was in Miami. This looks like Miami.
Yeah.
With Mark Ryan. Is that Mark Ryan? Okay. All right. So this is his comments. This is his comments about his strikeouts. I don't even know what the question is, but let's see if we can get to it.
To be honest, nobody cares about the strikeouts.
What?
If I'm not putting the ball in play and I'm not, doing what I'm doing, then maybe it's an issue. But to be honest, I don't care. Obviously I want to, work on it and get better at it. But it is what it is, and we can't change it now. So
what?
Just move ahead and just try to keep doing what I'm doing.
I get what he's trying to say. He
directly contradicts himself.
To say that I don't care.
Well, if you don't care, then why would you say you're going to work on it and try and get better? Huh? If you don't care, you ain't going to focus on getting better at it because you don't care.
Hold on. Okay, we got Mr. My City. It's been a minute since we talked to Mr. My City. He said Tigers, Indians could become a rivalry again, or is it active now? I mean, they're kind of owning us right now. We did sweep them the last time we were in Cleveland, so that was cool. But yeah, that's a thing in the past. He said not really sure. Inconsistency has me so confused. He said it's just been bad overall lately. They are playing like a first round exit team. Nope, they're playing a team that doesn't even plan on going to. There is no exit. We don't even get off the highway. They could get hot again though. I mean, yeah, you'd have to win out to consider it to be hot, but anything less than that.
Honestly, they could have won out this week, and I still would think they'd be in a first round exit team. Wouldn't have mattered. Honestly,
lack of accountability. Yeah, I mean, let's just break that down. Nobody cares. Now, I get what he's saying as far as I'm still putting the ball in play. He's got 30 plus home runs, got 100 RBIs. I get it. His average is probably like 250 somehow. I don't know how, but
261.
That's not bad. That's really not bad. But to say that nobody cares. First of all, how can you? So you're speaking for me? I care. What are you talking about? Say nobody. Don't say nobody because I care. I mean, maybe AJ's giving him that vote of confidence. Hey, just keep hitting it hard, keep hitting home runs. I don't care how many times you strike out. Maybe AJ's dumbass probably is saying shit like that. But you can't be the star. You can't be the face of a franchise and a star and an example for the younger players coming up because now you're a veteran. I know you're a young guy and whatever. You've been smelling yourself your whole entire career because you've been a star, but how can you be a leader of a baseball team, the face of a franchise, and you're saying stuff like, I don't care and we can't do anything about it now? Like, okay, yes, you're speaking the obvious. We can't go back and unstrike you out 300 times. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, like you said, a level of accountability. Like, hey, I'm kind of letting the team down. If I can cut down on some of the strikeouts, just imagine how much more I can contribute to a struggling team that needs me. Because a big part of the struggles and our inability to hit, inability to score has been you.
Yeah.
It's been you. I could not believe that. I was just like, how is this not viral? This is one of the crazier. It felt like AI. Like there's no way. I don't think anybody could have created something worse. Outside of
splits. Let's read these out here. Splits. General scoring position versus almost any other situation, none on, runners on, bases loaded, leading off. He hits the worst average in that bucket in scoring position. So second or third essentially. He hits 248. It's the lowest out of any category. The only one that's lower is a subdivision of that. When there's a runner in position with 2 outs, he hits 217. So no one on, he hits 250. Scoring runners on just generally, so he could just be first only and not necessarily in scoring position, 270. Leading off an inning, 256. Bases loaded, though, 385.
Yeah, I mean everybody hits good with the bases loaded, but yeah, I mean average doesn't really do it justice. I think it's the OPS and the amount of strikeouts that really tells it, because he's around 260 in a roundabout way. He flirts with that 250, 260 area, but
still the same now for OPS. Still second lowest OPS.
Yeah, so this is your cleanup hitter. This is your run producer. This is, you need that person to get the job done. Today he hit a solo home run?
Yeah.
Sweet. Like it would have been nice if somebody had been on, but then again, he would have took that opportunity to strike out. So yeah, we can round up the offense in a nice roundabout way. McKinstry hit a straightaway center field double. And then Wenzel Perez makes the first hit of probably the month for him on a down the first base line double, which was exciting. And I was like, now he's going to come up out of it. But he got an opportunity later on in the game and he struck out, right? Swinging something in the dirt. I don't think
curveball, similar curveball, but just further down, it was going to bounce in front of the plate, and he still went fishing for it.
Yeah. So anything else? The Riley Green thing, because that was just like,
yeah.
No one cares.
Bad enough. Here's this clip that's now going suddenly viral locally, but yeah, I mean it's
really not though. 66K, bro. That should be 1 million views. How can you say, oh, Mark Ryan, me, I care. Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, somebody needed to say that.
He didn't just say, I don't care. He said right out of the gate in this clip, he said nobody cares.
Yeah, so that's too dismissive. That's dismissive for me, because I know he can't possibly be speaking for in the literal sense. So that's your attitude on it. Your attitude is, who gives a fuck, basically.
And I'm sorry, but you know what? Like, I kind of see him like Kyle Schwarber in that situation, but shit, Schwarber never struck out that many times.
Kyle Schwarber hits 50 home runs and has a World Series, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's on the verge of an MVP. He quickly shot up with Shohei. I mean, it's going to be interesting, but I don't know how you keep a guy off the MVP who led his team to the number one team in the National League, 50-plus bombs. He's going to have, 130, 125 RBIs. He is mashing the ball, and he's 32. Some of the best hitters in the game right now are over 30 years old, which is kind of crazy because not many of the pitchers are.
I don't know what Shohei's numbers are, but he does pitch, which is pretty crazy that he came back and pitched this year. But so yeah, here's Riley's stats. Once again, unless you watch every game, it doesn't do it justice. I just want to take the opportunity to say he looks funny as fuck with that. Anyways, but I mean, like you said, if this is his ceiling, hey, 261, 35 home runs, 110 RBIs. Doesn't tell the whole story, but just imagine if he didn't strike out 3 times a game. Of course, he doesn't strike out 3 times a game, but I mean, those are nice stats. Those numbers, if he was in a contract year, what would you have to pay him? Bro, you'd have to pay him $30 million.
But I think that's where, like, when you go to the second level of the numbers, that's where he'd take a hit on that number.
But here's the thing. He's only 25 years old, right? 25?
Because
you
Yeah, he will be actually in 5 days.
Oh wow. Okay. So he's 25 years old. So he's nowhere near his physical like his
Still
physical
coming in
peak.
his prime.
Exactly. So that is the trickiness of the situation. And maybe he just needs some more days off. He's played nearly every game this year. And this is why it pisses me off so well. No, this doesn't really lead into that, but I don't know. I don't know.
I would be nervous.
Give him the day off. Okay, so explain to me this. Should we take a break?
Sure, why not?
All right, let's take a break. Because I got a Savant page to pull up anyways. Let's take a break. But this show's not far from over yet. All right, we're back. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah. So the fact that Riley Green, not only is he 25 years old and coming into his prime, he's this isn't a fluke year. This is his second year in a row being an all-star. He's a two-way player. He's a guy that plays pretty good left field. So yeah, at his age and already being a two-time all-star, if he was heading into a contract year, he would be pushing for top dollar. So it's scary to think that is his mentality, and that's about where I'll leave that, because the numbers are beautiful. I mean, he doesn't steal a lot of bases. That's the only way. That's the only different thing than like a Juan Soto, because Juan Soto's got like 30. He swiped like 30 bags this year. I didn't even know he stole bases, to be honest. But if you want to do the comparison, let's just do it. Because Juan Soto's he's a little bit older, right? Oh, damn, 42.
Yeah, I mean,
how old is Juan Soto? 20. Born in 98, 25. He's one of those guys that they say is probably older than
26, and he'll be 27 next month.
Okay.
So
2 years older. He's got 42 home runs. I think Riley's got 35. Riley's got 153 hits, so more hits. And I think they have similar RBIs. They're both over 100. Similar average too. Yeah, but like I said, only difference is Soto swipes more bags and probably scores more runs, maybe. I don't know. But case in point, what Riley Green's value is, with him being a little younger and being a little bit ahead of the progression, kind of. Although Soto's been a journeyman. He's played for the Nationals, Padres, Yankees, and now the Mets, and he's only 27 years old. So, but yeah, he's got to nip it. He's got to nip that situation in the bud, because that was wild. I didn't like that. I hated that, actually, especially as we continue to crumble. It's like,
let me put it this way to you. This is just a fun kind of scenario. Speaking of the two guys getting bags, if they were both coming down to the same year for unrestricted free agency, and you could only afford to sign one, who are you giving a max deal to? Skubal or Green? The other one you don't give, the one you don't give to, walks. Whatever it is, if it's even, it's fine. But if you're paying each their top respective market dollar, you're offering, you can only give one. Which one's getting it?
Green, only because really? Green's way younger. Green plays every day. We're looking at right now a situation where we're hanging on. Oh, we got a Skubal start. He can't play the rest of the year. How many games we got left? The Boston series is only 2 games.
He's slated to pitch Sunday.
That's what somebody said. I was like, oh, okay, he's pitching. Somebody said that he has 2 more starts. So I was like, because I think we had talked about it, that it was only 1. So, okay, so he gets 1 more start.
Or to have him to chance for 2 if they need him for the last one.
You said what?
They moved him up to start tonight instead of either tomorrow or Thursday, so that way he could pitch a second time by the end of the weekend if he had to.
And if that game means nothing, shut him down.
Oh yeah, he won't pitch. Yeah, there's no way. And with that,
we
he's
may not-
effectively lost his Cy Young. There's no way he's winning a Cy Young now.
I saw that coming. I saw some of these other guys. I'm like, bro, Max Fried, he's killing them in every category, including wins by a long shot. So,
Him, Crochet, and the kid Brian Wu out of Seattle is having a sparkling year, which no one's really talking about.
Yeah, because nobody cares about Seattle really, but that whole pitching staff is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Loaded with what? Logan Gilbert. Who's the other one out there? Luis Castillo, who was an all-star just last year. Like
Castillo's actually been like the least, talked about. Yeah, but Miller is a guy named Miller. I don't know.
Yep, Miller. Yep, and Brian Wu is 18-5.
Yeah, that's insane. Come on, that's insane.
And Scooble, he's been on 13 wins, what I feel is like since like almost the springtime.
Yeah, he's been had 13 wins.
I think he had 10 at the break, and he has won 3 games since the break.
And it's not been all his fault. I'm sure. I must say.
Yeah, but Texas game Sunday night had the lead, it tied. He left for the tie, so he got no decision.
But today, that was all pretty self-induced. The Marlins, he got touched up pretty bad. So, but I got something for you, man. Read it and weep. This is your shortstop today.
And technically, because Baez would scratch you to quote unquote neck stiffness, but I call it nervous beaver syndrome.
So this is Trey Sweeney. This is a major league shortstop. I'd love to be able to shoot AJ Hinch some bail as to why this player is not an everyday player in Toledo. But this is what he brings to the table. Now, I would have bet before I checked today, but I just had to check. Something told me, please just go check his Savant page. Look at his fielding. Like, what? Like, I understand he's playing a premium position, shortstop, -5 outs above average. He's hitting 190. He's hitting 195. Like, I can't remember the last time I saw a Detroit Tiger that played this much. That was not flirting with the Mendoza line. No, he is under it. He's just doing a little limbo under that mug. Like, insane.
Adam Everett, we got him for third base. Early years, Comerica.
Yeah. No, that was but like, this is a playoff team. This is a World Series team. Now, I get it. Last year, out of necessity, he had to. Baez was gone. McKinstry was, had to play.
He was playing third.
Right. Correct. Because Vierling was probably starting in the outfield somewhere. So yeah, yep. I get it. I understand that. But, and I think I posed a question in our group chat, but it's like, okay, what value is he bringing to the team that McKinstry can't cover? Like, is it so, like, are we so bad at third base to where you got to put McKinstry at third and keep Sweeney at short because he's not bringing you top notch or even average shortstop play? And you see look at the Savant page. Oh, bat speed. Oh, cool. But what's bat speed if you're not making contact, if you're striking out this much? He's not hitting for power. He's hit 2 more home runs, but he's had twice the at-bats to do it this year. He only had 119 at-bats. So I'm like, okay, small sample size. He showed us something with the power a little bit. He only played like a month and a half last year, but he has hit rock bottom, and he has been god-awful. Now, I always pose this question. Do you mean to tell me, so you put Baez at short, you put McKinstry at third. Why not bring up Malloy? At the very least, he's going to give you good at bats. He's got his own set of, he strikes out a decent amount, but You mean to tell me Malloy's not a better hitter than Sweeney at this juncture? That we couldn't use some solid at bats or somebody that gets on base on occasion over Sweeney? Like what can you find the rationale in that?
I think it's a couple things, but that's a good point about JHM. You know, that there's really no counter to that because he has been playing pretty well actually in Toledo the last 2 months or so, especially recently. But I think it comes down to the fact that too, you know, if you had a healthy Colt Keith, I don't think he probably wouldn't, honestly. But the fact that he was a secondary third baseman that freed up Baez to help with Parker and Zach to go help, you know, anywhere else in the outfield, or if they wanted a DH Gleiber and take him off the field, Zach obviously would be an upgrade defensively at second base. So that was his flexibility. You lose Colt, you know, you lose really kind of three spots that he would occupy: DH, the occasional second, and third, mostly after that. So you lose those options, you become limited. And the fact that, you know, Baez has been so bad and not played very often, you know, if it's not Zach, then it's got to be someone else. And at that point, you know, since Zach plays more often than not shortstop, it's going to be corner outfield or third base for the most part. Your only other option that's left with you, unfortunately, is Sweeney at the moment. And that's just out of attrition, not so much by design. If you had a Colt Keith, I think for sure JHM is up.
Yeah, and I don't have his splits up, but his splits are pretty good, you know, in high leverage situations. And you know, I'm not gonna act like his Savant page is so great, but he does get on base. You know, he's not gonna expand his zone. He's gonna take his walks, and you see his on base percentage is 347. I mean, that's pretty solid numbers. I mean, I think that the power, we saw the power last year. He had eight home runs and only 200 some at bats, but and he's since then in Toledo started to hit for some more power. But
so I got his stat page up. What do you want to go through?
What, the splits?
Yeah, what on the splits you want to look at?
Well, yeah, we've been over it a little bit, but just the runners on, runners in scoring position. I mean,
all right, so
he's only got a handful of hits this year. Obviously, you look at the spray chart. He's only got how many hits? 21 hits for the entire year. Yeah. So
leading off an inning, he's his worst. Hits $143, 431 OPS. Runner. Other than that, no one on. Same kind of deal. 161 average, 530 OPS, a little bit better. So you take those out. This is where he shines. Runners on, hitting 306. Not slugging very well, 389, but an 826 OPS. With runners in scoring position, he's 40 points better batting, but same OPS, less slug. So more singles and getting on for walks.
Look at the walk rate. It's pretty clear that he's taken it's the O part of it, not the slug part. It's the O part, but
yeah. Bases loaded, hitting 500 with an OPS of 1,333. Yeah, runners on, runners scoring position, bases loaded, and even scoring position with two outs, he hits 333 with still an 883 OPS. So if he's not leading off and there's no one on, pretty good that he's going to get on base.
Yeah, and you look at the game, the amount of runners we left on. You mean to tell me who you wanted to play? You want Trey Sweeney or you want Justin Henry Moore? I mean,
true.
It's tough to be in a position to where you don't know on any given day when you're going to play. You know, being a pinch hitter is not for the faint of heart. And I think that if you give him, you got to, at what point do you, so he's 25 years old. His birthday is, there's no birthday on this thing. When's his birthday? I'm pretty sure he'll be 26 at the start of the year.
He's 25 and he'll be, his birthday is in February of next year.
Okay, so he'll be 26 for the entire year next year. Yeah. I think it's time. He's had two pretty much a year and a half to 2 years in Toledo. There's nothing else for him to accomplish. If you're not going to play him nearly every day, then you might as well trade him for an arm, because I don't know what their plans are. I mean, they tried him out at first base. This is his first time playing first base. We don't need him to play first base now because Torkelson is our first baseman. I would have loved to see him. I mean, now granted, you lose something there defensively with him in the outfield, in the corner outfield, but Wenceel Perez has been nothing down the stretch. And the fact that he's playing every day, knowing in his heart he's not going to get on base, has been just another easy out that they can just scratch off the list. Like, you don't have those easy outs for the Guardians. You got 9 battles on your hand. So when you're bringing guys to play like Wenceel Perez, Trey Sweeney, and on every 5th day, Jake Rogers, you got nothing there. And then you got nobody cares Riley Green up there. That's another guy that you can almost bet is going to strike out a few times. Now, he might take a yard. We know that. We saw that today, but I don't know. I think, yeah. If you send Sweeney down, you bring Malloy up, you let McKinstry play third, you let Javi play short, and then you throw Malloy in the outfield. You throw Malloy in the corner. Or no. You let Carpenter play right, because he plays decent enough right, and you let Malloy DH. Especially against lefties. I think his splits. Do you still have his splits up? Well, yeah, no, that solves the problem. You already decided that you're going to see. Well, then you take Jahmai Jones out of the picture, I guess.
Yeah, those would be my 2. You don't have one, so it would be down. It would be Riley Parker, Carp, and then Jahmai and JHM would be your 2 other righties to make your 5. And then you can, mix them up however you need to based on who's pitching that day. But so his splits again. Which category for the splits?
Lefties. Versus lefties.
This year, 241 with a 730 OPS. 1 home run, his only home run, 11 RBIs, 13 walks to 15 strikeouts. He has almost a 2-to-1 K to walk ratio against righties, hitting 182 with a 533 OPS. So yeah, definitely more favorable to lefties.
Yeah, 11 RBIs in 120 plate appearances, 98 at bats. Because that means what, he's walked 23 times.
20 times to 31 strikeouts this year, and
he's been hit a couple times, maybe.
Yeah, hit by pitch once. 14 runs with 17 RBIs.
So he has 21 hits, and out of those 21 hits, he has 11 RBIs.
17.
17?
He's got 17 RBIs on
17.
20.
Yeah. That's even crazier. He's got 17 RBIs and 21 hits. Every hit that he has, he's batting someone in.
Yeah, and only 1 home run and 5 doubles. So 6 of his 21 hits are extra base hits, but yet he's still produced 17 RBIs.
And this guy's been sitting in AAA riding all year long.
Well, to be honest, he didn't really get it together probably the last 2-3 months. So, in all fairness, because he was
in AAA
up early.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was up early and didn't do a whole lot. Did some things, but it just still felt like something was missing. But I'm kind of hoping that lately he found it.
I mean, he never started. He never got to start. He was pinch hitting off the bench, and
he played left field a few times as a starter.
Just a handful. I just don't think that AJ's got his guys. Sweeney is definitely one of them. Who else is this guy?
He's a Harris guy, honestly. That's why he feels like a Hinch guy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Probably is a Hinch guy or Harris guy, but I don't know what about because he's
a prospect.
Huh?
That was Harris's first trade-in prospect as a GM from last year's trade deadline.
You would think it was his firstborn son, or or his first drafted prospect, because like, I'd fall in love with him by all means, but the dude's only been with us since last year around this time.
Yeah.
Or trade deadline, but I don't know. I don't see it. I mean,
Parker Meadows' numbers now with his abbreviated year are still better than Sweeney's last 365 days.
Yeah, and Sweeney's been okay, I guess. I know you're a Meadows guy. I mean, I love his defense, but his hitting is so
He doesn't commit errors. I think to the Savant thing, he's not that fast, and he doesn't have a massive range. So therefore, he covers less. But I'll say this: the balls he's able to get to, there really hasn't been too many times where I felt like he couldn't make a play unless it was, a fluke off the end dribbler that's just going to the edge of the gap in the hole there on the edge of the grass. And
he's got Sweeney.
Yeah.
I mean, his shining moment will be that diving catch where he fell into, where he like collided with, I don't know who it was, but
Riley. Oh, I thought he like hurt his ribs because he dove into his knee pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, but that play today, that actually we didn't end up giving up a run or anything, but that play earlier today seemed like a pretty routine play that he kind of fucked up. And Scooble kind of, you could tell Scooble was like, damn it, make that play. But yeah, Parker, love him defensively. You don't have to really worry about him, but he's one of those high ceiling guys that I don't know if he'll ever.
He just needs to stay healthy.
Yeah. To give him a full sample size. He's always recovering and trying to get back. And he's 25 too, so he's the same age as Riley Green.
I still think he's a core piece with the rest of these guys, with Dingler and Colt. I think that's the core for going forward. In addition to the guys we might see here in the next year or two.
What has he done to earn that?
I mean, when he's in, and I've seen way more good things from him. When he's in and healthy, I've seen way more good things than negative things. Yeah, there were some issues when he first came back in the field for the first week, back with the big club, that he had one or two odd misplays, some routes, some weirding stuff. But it seemed like after about a week or so, it finally kind of settled in for him. I think he's just too invaluable of what he brings to side. He's bigger than taller than people think. He's skinny, but he's got range. I mean, he does it all. He's a 5-tool player, and there's no one else in this organization. Yeah, I guess technically McKinstry can hit a few home runs, but he's not a true power guy, and we all know that. All right, well, let's put that to bed.
Which is unfortunate. He's on McKinstry or Meadows?
McKinstry. Because they do a lot of the same things, but he just does not have the type of power that Meadows has shown he can produce.
He doesn't have a body. I mean, McKinstry is like 5'11", so like a guy like Meadows is like height wise, he's in the 90th percentile. He's up there with Aaron Judge as far as the frame. Like he could probably stand to put on a little bit more muscle if he really wanted to, but it would affect his defensive play. But I get the profile as far as it all. I mean, a 6'5", huh?
He's just dynamic. There's no other way to put it. And there's no one else on this team that has that type of, and even 4-tool. There really aren't many guys that are 4-tool players on this team in terms of non-pitchers. So he's a
leadoff who's got an on-base percentage in the 200s.
Yeah.
Got to be better than that.
I'll tell you, though, the last month they've needed him, and he's been there. I mean, sure, it's tapered off a little bit in the last week. Then again, when you go 1-9, 1-10 your last 11 games, I mean, not so many people are doing great to begin with, but.
Well, he was one of those guys that were like, oh, down the stretch, that's what he does. Like, yeah, for as much speed as he have, if you're not going to get on base, you're not going to get an opportunity to steal bags. Like this guy is fast as hell, and he's yet to have a double-digit stolen base year, like 10, like not even like 20 or anything like that. Like
Hey,
he's got 4
he's got to stop stealing pay appearances from this guy. No more pinch hitting for this dude. I'm telling you, it cannot happen with him going into
You
next
see
year.
the batting run value. The dude is not even. Dude's not really hitting the cover off the ball though.
I got faith. I was on Dingler last year ahead of the curve. I was still on Colt. Like, these guys have some confidence, and they'll reward you. Dingler's come onto the scene hot for sure, but it's all facets of the game right now. And two, like, you look at Colt again, 2 slow starts, but after about 7-8 weeks, the guy just is a consistent 260, 270 hitter. He just is. I mean, yeah, a little bit high in the strikeouts, but guy's got potential. We know he drives the ball. Look, there's a lot of potential there for some of the shortcomings. Parker, it's really tied to his health. I think if he's healthy,
That's huge though. That's everything.
he'll be a solid. And you don't have to bat him lead off. You can put him in the 8-hole, 9-hole.
Somebody has to bat lead off, and because we have no real speed in the lineup, it's kind of a necessity though.
Yeah, because last year when we were healthy, it was really only 3 guys. It was him, McKinstry, and Vierling. When Vierling was healthy and playing, he could play some bags too. By his occasion, but no Vierling, obviously. Colt could move a little bit, semi-sneaky bag stealer, but not a true speed guy. But those 2 guys are really not
a contact guy that takes walks. So
true, yeah.
That's the one thing that I appreciate. If you're gonna be a leadoff hitter, you got to get on base.
Yeah, but then again, that's been the approach of this team. Remember early on, they're like, nope, we want to be aggressive. We're swinging early, so that obviously can play against a guy who is a bit more patient. Now, for Torkelson, that wasn't the case because he had no choice but to be more patient because he needed to get on base, being a contract year for him. So he made his own adjustment to his credit. But
he didn't just simply get on base. The dude hit 30 home runs.
Yeah. Well, and again, all right, we're gonna go there now. A lot of these stats for him, empty stats, not clutch situations. Games are out of control either one way or the other. A lot of it was front loaded too during the hot stretch, which frankly you could have dropped his numbers off from that hot stretch, and they probably still would have won most of the games even without him because they were smoking teams. So you look at it too. How clutch was he in? He hit 1 game-tying or game-winning home run on the 9th. And that was this year, the first time in his professional career.
Yeah.
I'm still skeptical. It's good. I'm fine bringing him back.
You got to bring him back. That's not in question anymore. Which I know you're not questioning at this point, but yeah.
But I'm not going to overpay too. If he wants $20 million for 1 year, I'm going to tell him to go kick rock.
No, not. Yeah. He's got plenty of time to. In fact, I don't think he wants to go anywhere else. He comes back and has another 30 home run year. That'll be 3 years out of his first 5 that he hit 30 home runs. That's a nice little plateau. You pay him.
But we'll see. I'd have to see what the next year looks like. Because I'm throwing out that first year. You're 25 games out of first place when he finally gets hot, and it all meant
that's not how the value
Sorry,
that you get
the way
paid.
I see it. You can't tell me you had a great year, hit 30 home runs, but your team was so far ass out of first place that by the end of May, the season was over. The season was over.
You're the best player on that team. Yeah, that's not your fault.
It's easy to play better and carefree when nothing matters at that point and you're not making the playoffs.
It's also easy to not care in that situation. Hold on. I want to acknowledge your homeboy. You know David.
You would learn from Riley, Mr. I don't care.
Do you know David Girl? I'm assuming you know.
Yeah, coworker of mine. What's up, Dave?
Okay. He said, shout out to Coach. Base runners help you win games. 13 will take it or leave it. Yeah. That's a real sizable uptick in a contract. So I think he takes that. That'll put him in a nice. Yeah. That'll put him in a nice place. Literally, that'll put him in a nice, place.
I mean, yeah, but again, you look at a game like today where he needed him. He came up with a few situations with runners on, and I think he went 0 for 2 with a walk. And that last at bat where he struck on that slider, it looked like a Javi Baez swing. So
Yeah.
he has tapered off a bit in the last 2 months. I don't think he's that great of a base runner. In fact, he's probably negative as a runner, and he's just an average fielder. There's not
I
too
agree.
much in his range other than the power that he was able to show this year throughout the whole year, which I will say collectively has been his most consistent year this year by far.
Absolutely, absolutely. But when it mattered most, because he needed it.
And he was nowhere to be found when it mattered most, unfortunately.
He's been the best hitter lately. Who's been a better hitter right now? Granted, they're all bad right now. I think Torkelson's probably our best hitter.
And that's sad, considering he's just more of a walk guy.
He's not a walk guy. The guy has 31 home runs.
18 in the first half. I mean, look, I know we can play this game for days, but
you want a power hitter
that
takes some walks. You want a selective power hitter, bro.
All right, you tell me, as a hitter in this year and last year, which hitter comes to mind as the most clutch and game-changing hitter they've had this year and last year?
Tigers?
Yes. It shouldn't even be that. It shouldn't be that long to think about it.
Probably Javi Baez, actually.
Carrie fucking Carpenter. Hello,
Carrie. Yeah, Javi. Look at Javi's wrist numbers over the last
4 months, except sit on his ass and just slide down the fucking ladder.
You said in the last couple of years. In the last couple of years, Javi's
last 2, yeah.
But yeah,
well, he was hurt for last 3 months of last year. Was asked for most of last year, and was really good the first 2 months of this year. 3 months, maybe.
Yeah, it's been Carey. It's been Carey for sure. Sometimes I forget about Carey because he plays fucking every other day.
He is the most impactful bat in late game situation. That's why I think highly of Parker too, because he's done that before. He's hit a home run in Houston, game 1 in the playoffs last year. Massive. That got us going. I mean, I'm sorry, but Torque is just not a guy that comes to mind on this team when I think of most clutch, most impact late game situation. It's not him. But I digress. Yes, I'm at that number David 13 threw out there. I'm fine bringing him back. We just hope to see a little bit more. What it is, I don't know, but that's probably something for the offseason.
Yeah, you don't even know what's more because look at him. That's
clutch. All right, clutch. More clutch. That'd be good. More clutch.
Yeah.
As a power hitter, more clutch, not taking as many walks, but being able to drive in more runs with contact.
Yeah. Yeah. So, good show. We touched a lot today.
So Boston did hang on to win. They are now a full game above us. Let's see here. What do we got for the Houston just started over in Sacramento. It is 1-0. It's 1-0 A's. But the Astros have the bases loaded, no one out.
Oh, 1-0 A's. Okay, well that's the game I'm going to be watching.
Yeah, Astros have the bases loaded and no outs though, and they're hitting. But yeah. Other than that, the Reds lost, Yankees won, Red Sox hung on, Orioles beat the Rays, already eliminated. The only games were noteworthy. Brewers are beating the Brewers. Cardinals are beating the Giants, which might end up being a series that eliminates the Giants. Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and the Mariners are losing to the Rockies, but I don't think they really care.
Yeah. Well, the Mariners, if only we could match some of these wins with wins of our own, they could matter. But yeah, you're not going to pass anybody if you don't win games. Whoever's ahead of you will remain ahead of you if you can't win games. So,
yep. See here. What do we got for tomorrow? It's Flaherty against BB. Oh boy.
I mean, unless Stephen Kwan sits, it's not going to matter who's playing. He just owns us.
And the 100%. Fact that we have a bullpen day on Thursday just doubles down the we're so screwed.
No, I'm with you on that.
It looks like Hyder for Friday, Casey Mize on Saturday, and most likely Scuba on Sunday if they need him against Lucas Giolito, another guy who's kind of been a thorn in our side when he was a White Sox.
So, yeah, I guess we will. It's up to coach. If you want to do some more post game, recap. Certainly, if we turn things around and have a wow game tomorrow, I may roll solo if I have to. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. We are coming up on our second full year of the Detroit Tiger season. It's just crazy to believe. That we've made it this far, and it's been interesting. It's been exciting, ups and downs, and I don't want it to end, but I'm also realistic about that. We know how momentum works, and when you don't take advantage of situations and get too down in the dumps, it is hard to dig up out of that hole, and that is where we are at currently. So the Tigers are dead knotted at wins and losses with the Cleveland Guardians, with them having the tiebreaker as far as head-to-head competition and AL Central games. We are currently either half a game or a full game up on Houston, but they're playing against the A's right now. So we basically got to hope that they continue to lose, because we haven't won since we left Miami. We haven't won since Miami. 9/12. 9/12. And what day is it? It's September 23rd. It's a wonder we're still in the playoffs right now. But anything is possible if we do find a way to get in there. So, Coach, any parting words before we get up out of here?
And literally been like 430 days of a crazy roller coaster on both ends of this. So it's humbling, but at the same time, it's disappointing considering what could have been and what action was not taken to improve this team. So lots to unpack eventually by the end of the regular season, and look at probably some playoff stuff, even if we're not in it briefly. But it's nothing like a Cedar Point roller coaster.
Yeah, and remember, folks, nobody cares about strikeouts. And I mean nobody. All right, have a good one, folks. We out of here.
Get your lick back. If a nugget gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop letting